So let's start for the today's newspaper. Governor stalls call for house session. Why the silence on trust vote? So Rajasthan crisis. So we are seeing that okay, the crisis is going on among the Congress MLAs as well as the what you can say a type of what you can say a type of what you can say on the constitutional crisis has come up in the Rajasthan. So governor stalls call for the house session because we know that who calls the session, like whether it is the speaker or whether it is the governor, that who can call the session of the legislative assembly. Is it
Speaker.
governor or
Governor.
speaker?
Speaker.
No,
Speaker.
it is the governor who calls the session on the advice of council of minister, not speaker, right? So governor stalls the call for house session because he was asked to call for the session, but he stalls it. He says why the silence on trust vote, because we know that as the some of the MLAs of the Congress has defected Congress and they are not supporting the Congress government in the Rajasthan. So it is important to what we can say have a trust vote, because if you do not have the trust in the house, then obviously it will be very difficult what you can continue as a government there. So says confidence motion should be telecast live. Ask what COVID steps in place for the house. So because we know that there is a COVID situation in the Rajasthan, so what steps government have taken if the session has been called? And he says that the confidence motion should be telecast live. Right? Confidence motion, we have already discussed a lot about the confidence motion, that any whether it is a union government or state government, then needs to have the confidence of the legislative assembly in case of state government, and in case of the union government needs to have confidence of the Lok Sabha. So while he returned the Ashok Gehlot government's recommendation for an assembly session of from July 31, the second time in 5 days, Rajasthan Governor Kalraj Mishra said on Monday that if the government wants to seek a trust vote, then this can be a reasonable basis for calling a session on short notice. So if government is planning to what we can say, call for a trust vote, then we should call for what we can say, the session in a short notice. But he said while the Gehlot government's comment, as reported in print and electronic media, made it clear that it wants a trust vote, it hasn't mentioned in its recommendation for an assembly session. Citing the COVID pandemic, Mishra also said that a session cannot be called without any special urgency, saying Raj Bhavan has no intention of not calling the assembly session. Mishra, according to a statement released by his office, asked the government to act on 3 points and send a fresh proposals addressing this. So you know that in case of union government, the president has to follow the advice given by the what you can say the union council of minister, that is the government. But in case of state government, sometimes the governor is not what you can say binding on the advice given by the council of state. In such situation where the speaker feels that the government cannot be run because it do not have the support or it do not have the majority support in the house, so in such situation the governor can what you can say ask the government to reconsider its what we can say the proposal. So that is what is explained here, that what the government should be done, that is explained here. You just read it out. So this is a fine example that how normally the governor and state government, what you can say, the clashes rises between the state government and the governor of the state, which is appointed by the union government. And we know that governor is one of the most controversial and most what you can say the most what you can say discussed subject, and that is why we have also seen that every year there is a questions related to the governor and the power of the governor and issues related to the post of the governor, right? So that is what is explained here. So after reading these types of what you can say the article and this type of news, you will come to know how the governor plays an important role in the union state relations as well as in the state government. And since the governor is appointed by the union government, obviously the governor has a biasness towards the union government compared to what it is to the state government. So right hand side there is one more article, that is Speaker withdraws plea in Supreme Court against initial order of High Court. So we have seen that recently the High Court has given an order and Speaker has filed a plea to the Supreme Court saying that the judiciary cannot intervene in the process of what you can say qualification and disqualification. That is what is explained here. So the Speaker of the Rajasthan has withdrawn the plea in the Supreme Court against the initial order of High Court. So that is explained here. The Supreme Court Monday allowed Rajasthan Assembly Speaker C.P. Joshi to withdraw his petition challenging the Rajasthan High Court order of July 21. The High Court had extended until July 24 the time given by the Speaker to 19 Congress rebel MLAs seeking the response to the disqualification notices he had served. The Speaker has the power or authority to disqualify the members on the basis of, they can say, defection. So he had sent a notice to them, but the High Court had given an extension to the date. The bench of the Justices Arun Mishra and B.R. Gavai and Krishna Murari allowed the Speaker to withdraw his petition after senior advocate Kapil Sibal said the High Court had subsequently passed a detailed order on July 24, in view of which the petitioner wanted to withdraw the challenge to the earlier order and take appropriate legal course against the late order. So that is what is mentioned here. So here you can see how the Speaker can also go to the Supreme Court. That is explained here. Left hand side, there is one article written, there is one news, or there is a statement given by Omar Abdullah, who is one of the political leader of the Jammu and Kashmir. He was the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, and he is the leader of the National Conference, which is a political party in Jammu and Kashmir. He said, "I will fight, will not engineer protest to score a point." That is explained here. So, because we know that as a government decision to scrap Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, many people are protesting in the Jammu and Kashmir. So, he is saying that he will fight, but he will not engineer protest to score a point. That is explained here. So, won't stand up for them tomorrow, says the National Conference Vice President. Opposition betrayal over center's August 5 move. That is explained here. So, on August 5th, the central government has scrapped the special status given to the Jammu and Kashmir state. So he says that he won't stand up for them tomorrow, as the opposition parties in the Jammu and Kashmir are not supporting the cause for the Jammu and Kashmir. That is what is mentioned here. So that is explained here, that he says that keep vowing to fight politically, democratically, and legally the abrogation special status and downgrade of Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories. Omar Abdullah said that suggested the need for an honest recalibration of the party's slogan on autonomy and finding a new political plan. So read this article. Left hand side, there is one article related to the government issue. So Parekh and Kotak push for one-time restructuring of corporate loans. So restructuring means what? We have already discussed about that. Whenever entity who has taken loan from the banks, when they are not able to repay their loans, then there is a need of restructuring of the loans. So you know that the Ketan Parekh and Mahindra Kotak both are what you can see, both are the Uday Kotak maybe. Yes, Uday Kotak, who is the what you can say the MD of the Mahindra Kotak Bank. So they are talking for push for one-time restructuring of corporate loans. Corporate loans means what? The loans which are issued by the loans which have been taken by the corporate companies or the large companies. So their loans needed to be restructured. That is explained here. So if you don't know what is restructuring of the loans, today you have to go and check it out. What is restructuring of loans, right? So with almost 50% of borrowers and outstanding loan amounts coming under moratorium, financial sector bigwigs, including HDFC Chairman Deepak Parekh and Kotak Mahindra Bank Vice Chairman and MD Uday Kotak, on Monday pushed for one-time loans restructuring scheme to tackle the rising banking stress due to COVID-19 pandemic. So this is explained here. So what is restructuring of loan, that you need to know. So at right hand side, there is one column which talks about demands for succor. Half the loan outstanding is under moratorium, even as banks stare at higher NPAs by March 2021. Given the demands for succor, RBI is weighing between extending the moratorium beyond August and following a one-time loan restructuring program. So that is what is explained here. Here it is mentioned that demand for succor. Anyone knows what is the meaning of succor? Yes, USCCOR. So there is increase in demand for succor, that is explained here. So we need to check it out. What is this succor? Assistance and support in times of hardship and distress, right? So the corporate banks are asking for, corporate banks are asking for the support from what you can say from the government in restructuring their corporate loans. Fine, I'm audible to all of you. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Check. So going to the next page. So Maharashtra cyber issues advisory against eSIM swapping scams. So just read it out. That is eSIM swapping. So in paper 3, there is one topic called basics of cyber security. So recently some SIM cards have been swapped, and there is a scam related to the eSIM swapping that is explained here. So you need to, what you can say, call, and you need to check it out. What is the meaning of this eSIM swapping, and put it in paper 3 topic basics of cyber security. Here there is one article that Electricity Amendment Bill, Labour wing of RSS opposes move by Centre to privatize power corporation. So we know that government is moving for what you can say the corporatization, that is privatization of the government companies, but the Labour wing of the RSS, that is Rashtriya Swayansemak Sangh, oppose the move by Centre to privatize power corporation. So you need to need this. And in paper 2, there is one topic called various pressure groups. So labor wing of RSS is also a pressure group which can influence the political decisions taken by the government. Okay, today's editorial page. So can you all see the editorial page now? Is it visible to all of you? Check it. So right hand side, there is an worldly wise statement by Hippocrates. It is mentioned that the life is so short, the craft so long to learn. So life is short, but there are so many things to learn in this short life. That is what is written here. Anyways, left hand side, the RBI's financial stability report underlines weakness that must be addressed, or it could slow down economic recovery. So what is mentioned here, that stress test, it is mentioned here. So RBI's financial stability report underlines weakness that must be addressed, or it could slow down economic recovery. So both government and RBI both are trying very hard to recover the economic slowdown, but it says that the financial stability report of the RBI says that there are some weaknesses and we need to address them. If we do not address them, then there will be slowdown in the economic recovery of the country. So in March 2020, the Reserve Bank of India had announced a moratorium on repayment of all term loans for both businesses and households to ease their burden during the period of the lockdown. Initially allowed for a period of 3 months, it was subsequently extended till the end of the August 2020. Data from the RBI's latest financial stability report shows that at the end of the April, around half of customers of scheduled commercial banks, accounting for half of the outstanding bank loans, opted to avail the relief measures extended, underlining the precariousness of their financial position. Public sector banks should shoulder a disproportionate burden of the moratorium, with roughly two-thirds borrowers availing of the facility, as opposed to the less than half of in the case of the private bank. So we can see that the moratorium has been, what you can say, shouldered by the public sector banks more than the private banks. So many people have availed these facilities, and what you can say, this scheme announced by the government, more by the public sector banks and less by the private bank. So in subsequent months, as economic activity picked up following the relaxation of the restrictions, there has been an improvement in the situation, with those availing of this facility dropping steadily. So now in last 2 months, people are paying, or we can say, the loans. That is what is explained here. While the economic slowdown is likely to adversely impact banks' non-performing assets, according to the financial stability report. So if you don't know what is NPS, you need to go and check it out. That economic slowdown is going to increase the non-performing assets. NPAs were on a downward trajectory before of the COVID shock. Greater clarity on the bank's asset quality will emerge only once the moratorium period ends. So while this still some time away, RBI has conducted a series of stress tests to project the possible impact of economic shock on bank balance sheets. According to its estimates, banks' gross NPAs may rise to 12.5% by March 2021, up from 8.5% in March 2020. So right now the NPAs may rise up to 12.5% from 8.5% if the economy contracts by 4.4% this year. However, if the contraction worsens to 8.9%, which some analysis are projecting, bad loans could rise to 14.7%. Public sector banks are likely to witness a larger spurt in bad loans than their private sector counterparts, though the impact on the NBFCs and Housing Financial Corporation, that is HFCs, is also expected to be substantial. So in the extreme scenario, five banks are unlikely to meet the minimum capital requirements. We know that banks need to keep some minimum capital requirement. So five banks may not even have the minimum capital requirement to run as a bank, underlining the urgent need for banks to raise their capital. So in such situation, there should need of what you can say recapitalization. So many terms are there. Here you can get it related to the economics for the upcoming exam. Many terms have been mentioned here: capitalization, then we know MBAs, sorry, NPAs, and also some terms have been also explained here. That is capital adequacy ratio, which the government need, sorry, which the commercial bank needs to keep it themselves. So three important terms are there which you need to know. Owing to its fiscal constraints, the government here you can say that fiscal constraint term is also there. Fiscal constraint means we know that even the government is also not having money to capitalize the banks now, because we know that in the past, whenever the banks were in need of capital, government have recapitalized it, capital infusion was there. But now we know that government itself is having fiscal constraints, so the government is unlikely to recapitalize banks to the extent required. However, there is the possibility of RBI extending the moratorium period or opting for one-time restructuring of loans, especially for the stressed sectors. So the latter will push back the requirement of banks having to raise additional capital. Failure to address the underlying weakness in the financial system, while at the same time prodding banks to ramp up lending despite data indicating their unwillingness to take on the credit risk in the economy, could further adversely affect their bank balance sheets. So these weaknesses in the financial sector could show down the economic recovery. That is what is expected here. So you need to understand by reading this article that how the financial stability of the country is what you can say is weak, and how what government should be done, that is explained in the last paragraph. So you just need to read it out. No need of cutting this article, but just read it out. Fine. Any doubts about this article for today's editorial? All of you got it? What exactly this editorial is talking about? Check. So going to the next, we can see next editorial. Today's next editorial. Someone is not muted. Who is Galaxy A7 2018? Can you please mute yourself? Okay, securing caregivers. So caregivers means healthcare workers. So healthcare workers on the front lines of the battle against the virus need greater care and support. That is what is explained here. So on Sunday, Joginder Chaudhary, a junior resident of Dr. at Delhi's Baba Saheb Ambedkar Hospital, lost his month-long battle with the novel coronavirus. That he was only 27, reportedly an athletic person without any comorbidity. So he was not comorbid, but in spite of that, he was dead. So speaks of unpredictable ways of the virus. Young people, especially those who do not suffer any chronic ailments, are generally deemed less vulnerable to COVID-19. Chaudhary was placed under the home quarantine initially, but young physicians' conditions deteriorated after he complained of breathing difficulties. The capitals, that is Delhi's medical fraternity, had come together to pool in money for their colleagues' treatment at a private medical facility, but financial insecurity is just one of the risks that many workers at the front line of the battle against the coronavirus, especially nurses and junior medicos like Chaudhary's face. So that is explained here. So just read it out why there is a need of what you can say securing the caregivers, that is healthcare workers, that is explained here. So just read this article. Right hand side, there is an article written by C. Rajamohan, and we know that C. Rajamohan writes article for the international relations. So India and democracy stand, that is explained here. A global coalition of democracies amid the assertion of the China could open a range of new responsibilities. So we have seen that there is an increasing voice at the international level about what you can say coming together the democratic countries all over the world to fight or to what you can say to what you can say create an alliance of the democratic countries against the dominance or assertion of the China, that is explained here. We have seen that there has been demand that India then England, and some of the European countries, and Australia, US, all these countries should come together, because all these are democratic countries, and all these countries should come together and create a global coalition of democracies. And amid the assertion of China, could open a new range of possibilities that is explained here. So while India must pay close attention to the unfolding China debate in the US, it must also note the structural changes in American engagement with China over the last 2 decades. America's political and institutional sentiment in favor of rearranging the bilateral economic relationship with China, resisting Beijing's expansionism, and countering its influence in operations at home has gained steady ground, because many Americans want that America should have a policy of what you can say resisting Beijing's expansionism, and they want to change, or they want to what you can say have a reverse in the relationship with the China. So has the idea of working with like-minded countries, especially large democracies, to balance China. So not only US but large democracies like England and Australia and some other democracies, we need to what we can say come together. So Delhi will certainly demur at Pompeo calling the group an alliance. It would rather have it described as a coalition of the democracies that is mentioned here. So yes, Ritika. So this alliance is expected to, you can say, created to fight against the dominance of the China at the world level now. Yes, Ritika, you want to ask something?
Your video is pausing, or is it just my problem? Network
I need
issue?
I need to check it with others. So all of you are getting it like clearly, or all of you are having problem with my video?
Yes, sir. Voice is clear.
Voice is clear. Okay, fine. Ritika, you must be having some network issue.
Okay, so no issues.
Check it. Okay, going to the next page, that is ideas page, the lockdown advantage. So we have seen that many people are talking about the advantage which is created by this lockdown, as well as the pandemic. Vinod Paul says, what are the advantage of the lockdown? It decelerated the pandemic, averted lakhs of cases, saved thousands of lives. That is what is being said by Vinod Paul. So I'm very sure he must be a government officer, because he's supporting the lockdown. He's saying that it has decreased the pandemic, averted the lakhs of cases, and saved thousands of lives. The time it provided has been utilized effectively to strengthen the health system. That is what is expected. That why the lockdown was, like I said, declared, because we wanted to create an healthcare system which can be utilized in such type of, the increasing amount of the patients. So that is explained here. The lockdown distinctly slowed the pandemic. That is explained here how it slowed down. So this you can see that it was during the percentage of the case growth is explained here. Now the percentage of the case growth is decreasing, but again absolute number is increasing day by day. So the article is written by the member of the Niti Aayog. Views are worse. So obviously just read this article. Right hand side there is an article written by Ranjit Singh Surjewala, who is a Congress, what we can say, the political leader and also the spokesperson of the Congress. So he has written an article of the crisis in the Rajasthan. Rajasthan case shows that institutions charged with holding the line are crossing it. So in our constitution, we know that some institutions have given some line. So the Rajasthan case shows the institution charged with holding line. So why it's saying so, you need to, what you can say, read this article to understand it, because obviously he's put forwarding the issues of the Congress. So that is explained here. The writer is an advocate and an All India Congress Committee in charge and media and communication. Going to the next article written by Arjun Ram Meghwal, who is a Union Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Heavy Industries and Public Enterprises. So livable planet, APJ Abdul Kalam's vision for development has spatial resonance today. So vision for development is explained here. I guess yesterday there was what you can say the birth what you can say anniversary of the APJ Abdul Kalam. So that is why he has written an article here, that what were the visions of the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, that is for the development, that is explained here. So read this article to just understand. You may be able to, what you can say, use some of the points in this article to write the essays in the mains exam. So read this article and you can keep this article or cut this article and put it as a model essay for, what you can say, for the mains exam. Going to the next page, page number 8, governor's role in review. So it is explained here because as I told you, that governor's role plays a very, very important role in such situation. Even I have framed some of the questions as per the governor's role, because Rajasthan governor's recent decisions recall the actions of governors in various states over the years, from dismissal of Namudri Pass government in 1959 to government formation controversies in recent years. So it's a very, very important article. Mains exam, I'm expecting the question on the governor's role, and we need to have a review of the governor's role, right? Because since governor is appointed by the union government, so most of the time the governors, what you can say, they act as per the advice given by the union government. So read this article, cut this article, put it in paper to topic. The executive, in an executive, governor is one of the important part of the executive. So how the governor's role has been there in the past, as well as the controversies in the past, as well as the recent controversies is explained here. So cut this article, you need to know how the governor has role. So from 1980s to 1990s Congress years, then 1990 United Front, in 2003 to 2013 UPA rule, and since 2014 during NDAs, how the what you can say, the governors are acting, that is explained here. You have to read this article to understand the past controversies related to the post of governor. Right hand side, there is one article related to the discretionary powers given to the governor, the law and the Supreme Court ruling regarding the discretionary power given to the governor, that is explained here. So who has the power to summon the house? Article 174 of the Constitution gives the governor the power to summon the house, right? That is explained here. So I have asked this question to you in the beginning. So answer is governor and not speaker. What has the Supreme Court said about this power? That is explained here. Then what did the court say in Arunachal Pradesh case, and when can the governor use this discretion? So there is some discretionary power also with the governor for this calling of the session. So what the Supreme Court has given an judgment about this, about this discretionary power of the governor, and when can governor use this discretion power? That is also explained here. So Article 163 one is explained here. So just read it out article, cut both the articles and put it in paper 2 topic governor. Paper 2, there is a topic related to, that is the roles and responsibilities of the union executive. So here governors, I'm expecting a question in this year's prelims as well as in mains exam. Okay. So 1 minute is left. We need to discuss the economics news also. So I have to join again for reading the economics news. So it will be, I will end the session and we will go to the economics news separately. Fine. So if you have, you can ask me doubts, whatever we have discussed till now, because one more minute is there. So once the session is expired, we will join again to go for the economics news. Yes, any doubts, Ritika, or anyone else? Like whatever we have discussed till now.
No, sir. But RBI, that article was pretty confusing.
Which article?
About the banks, sir, NPA and NBA, those things.
Since you have not finished with the basics of economy, you might be facing this problem. So don't worry. You just need to read that article. You don't need to cut that article. Fine. So I'm ending here now. Please all of you join again so that we can have the economics news today. Fine.
Okay, sir.